Good evening. It's Friday night, the 20th of November, and day 324 of my journey to business alignment. And it was most definitely another day of living the dream. The power statement I wrote down and mentioned was going to be for this morning says, I'm going to finish up the Ontraport membership and setting up and integrating that into my website. And then I'll reach out and take advantage of my 2 hours of onboarding support. I should mention here that there is a couple of tasks that Fahad has to do before the entire membership piece is done and working. And I just got a message from Fahad that he is out of the office today and all through the weekend to attend his sister's wedding. So I'll follow up with him on Monday to see if he was able to get started come Monday morning, which would be Sunday night, and got any of the 3 tasks that I gave him to get done that are related to this membership piece. Anyway, here's my to-do list for today, for Friday. Boom, all the highlights are done, and it's so exciting. My number one most important task that I did today was to follow up with the Ontraport agent to see if they figured out how to fix the footer of the welcome email and its picture and all the links. Although it's designed, there's some issues. My fun task for today was to finish the test the membership sign up button and pages to see if it works and they're all linking right. And my exciting task for today was to do a Zoom video of all that I have been able to set up in the way of membership integration. I was told that the footer was fixed by one of the chat helpers, and so I decided to go ahead and test the system, like I said, by filling out the membership order form. I couldn't click on the membership order form landing page that has the 2 links because, you know, the annual payment and the monthly payment, because Fahad isn't linking those up yet. He hasn't got that done. But I have the forms done so I can fill them out and click the submit button and see how it works. See if the member login all works and the credentials, emails come and the welcome email page comes. I can do that. Well, I tested it and it all worked except the welcome email picture doesn't show. And the footer at the bottom isn't working quite right. And so I jumped on a chat with the helper today, and they looked at things and they asked several questions, and I sent them pictures and screenshots, and we sent them exactly what I was seeing on everything and what wasn't working. And so that's what I did, and he then looked at it and finally came back after a long time, said he's going to have to send it up to the next level, and then he'd email me and get back to me. I said, how much time is going to take? He said, I can't tell you, but I'll get that off to them. So we'll find out Monday if I hear back. Anyway, let's take the next step of ending the day success routine, which is to ask, getting honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today? What could you have done better today? Did you wake up early and start strong? I did. Did you start your morning with power? Cool blast. Absolutely. Were you productive throughout your day? I did. Did you get the most important things done? Yes and no. Still on that footer, still on that picture. I can't do anything about that. Did you move your goals forward? Yes, I did. The testing is so great. Did you show up as the person you wanted to today? I showed up ready and raring to go, and I pressed through the entire day. I showed up that would serve me the best way. What about your personal time with Kathleen? Had a fun date night tonight? Friday nights? Wonderful. I was present for her, and she was for me. Next are the end of the day success routine accountability questions. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your promises that you made to yourself this morning? Well, this morning I promised myself that I would go ahead and do that test that I just described. I did it, and it produced those 2 basic issues that Ontraport is going to look into and get back to me once they get it figured out and hopefully get it working. So I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but I'll test it again as soon as it comes back so that test can be done. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for them? And were there any new movies that you watched? You instant pre-play movies? Well, I watched my must-see TV favorite 5 movies, which is what? My first one is my why. The second one's my vision. The third is coaching. The fourth is interviewing. And my 5th is the mastermind group and Facebook Messenger. Well, I watched that as usual. I also imagined my welcome email working properly, though, and people taking their credentials from the email they receive and going to the website's member login, clicking on it, and filling out that form. I imagine that working. I've got to see that working to stay focused and going. Right thinking. My next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? What one thing can I do better tomorrow? Even if the day went sideways, it would still be a great, successful day. Well, I'm so close to having the membership piece finished and working that Fahad will get his part done quickly, I'm sure, and I know that Ontraport's going to ultimately get those 2 issues fixed because they're little issues in my mind, hopefully by the end of the day, Monday, and we'll be there. Anyway, here's my power statement that I wrote down for tomorrow, which is Saturday. I'm going to organize the remaining task list while the Ontraport folks work on getting those 2 issues fixed for me, and then I'll follow up with Fahad on Monday to have him get his piece done as far as the membership form member login is concerned. Once he's done with that and those links are linked up, I'll reach out and take advantage of my 2 hours of onboarding support next week. The next question of of me, in my end of the day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures? You can tell I'm kind of sleepy tonight. Anyhow, it's 10:30, I got to go to bed. Were there any mistakes or failures that you have made today, Marty, that you can turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, today, as of Friday, like I said, and with Fahad not working until Monday, I'm in a bit of a waiting mode, in hovering right at the spot with both Fahad and Ontraport before I can finish the membership sign-up piece. So I decided to work on other tasks that are on my list and just keep working through those for most of the day. The next question is, what was your biggest success then today, Marty? What did you do well? Well, my biggest success today was getting all the remaining tasks organized and listed out. In there, I did some reprioritizing and retyped out some things and listed them in their newest priority of importance so I can work through them all through next week. It makes it so that the table is set to have a successful week next week. Anyway, my next end of the day success routine question asked me to rate my day's effort. I decided to give today an 8, and that's because I worked at the speed of 8 for most of the day because I had that kind of a hovering stuck waiting for 2 other people to do, and I went over here and tried to get, I had to go out to the office to do some errands, but it wasn't quite that go, a 10 kind of rating, but it was still a good day. I decided to just do it that way, and I'm excited that I enjoyed my date night with Kathleen. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says learning how to ask empowering questions in moments of crisis is a critical, powerful skill to have. As an example, find someone who is extremely happy. You know someone, think about them. Find them. Obviously, there's a reason they're happy, right? It lies in the fact that they are someone who focuses consistently on things that make them happy. And this means that they're asking themselves questions about happiness. And they've determined what happiness is for them. So find out the question they're asking themselves, use them yourself, and you'll begin to feel the way that they feel. Walt Disney always asks his team this one, for example. After putting the entire project on the wall, pictures here and the outline and the flow and all that, he then asks at the top, how can we improve this? And so his team members would take the time to study it and then write those solutions down on the wall itself, solution after solution, and it covered the entire wall with suggestions by each piece that they felt that could be improved. By following this kind of pattern routine, Disney accessed the resources and mental power of every person in his company, and from which he had produced the kind of results that would be commensurate with that quality of input. Isn't that great? These principles lead to the next thing I'm grateful for, which is the law of open-mindedness, which simply says, the answers we receive depend upon the questions we're willing to ask ourselves, which requires open-mindedness, being open to ask the tough question, open-mindedness. Our desire for new distinctions will cause us to take the time to answer our questions, and in so doing, we'll change our focus, our state of mind, and the results that we're wanting to get will flow in terms of positive or negative because of our focus. Let's take a minute to ask ourselves some very important questions. Let's make sure they're empowering questions, shall we? Questions like, what are we truly happy about our lives right now? What's really great in our life today? What are we truly grateful for? That's why I'm grateful for, I'm grateful for, I'm grateful for. What are we truly grateful for today? Questions can be viewed like they're a magnifying glass that turns the power of our consciousness into a laser. They concentrate our focus, which determines what we feel and do. Right thinking, focused thinking, good feelings. Those feelings produce actions, and those actions produce results that we want, or we don't want if we don't control our thoughts and don't focus on the right things. Next, I'm grateful for Albert Einstein, who said, the world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed, without changing our thinking. Let me repeat that. The world as we have created it, is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. C.T. Farr. Here's a simple example of this. Let's say you're angry with someone or something. One of the best things you can ask yourself is, how can I learn from this problem so that this never happens again? This is a quality question because it leads us from our current challenge to finding resources that can keep us from having this pain in the future. Thus, this problem is actually an opportunity for good change in our lives. That's what right thinking does. Takes a challenge, turns it into a tool of success, and we move forward in the direction of where we want to go. There you go. We're here once again, enjoying the night, but I'm tired, so I'm going to bed. It's at another time and place tomorrow night. I'll be right here at my laptop and sharing another hopefully fantastic, heartfelt day today. I'll be right back here at my laptop tomorrow night. But until then, I wish you all continued success. I'm laughing because I messed up that word. It's so funny. I apologize. But until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.